Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I have switched back to my old camera that I was using for my first two videos because actually, even though this is a webcam and the camera that I used last time is an actual camera, I think that this one has better picture quality and the sound is definitely better. So we're back to this. Hopefully this works alright, and today I'm finally going to be talking about the Anastasia Beverly Hills Stick Foundation. So let's just jump right into it. So this is from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I ordered this from the Sephora website. It cost me $25. I'm in the shade Warm Porcelain, and this comes with a total of 0.9 grams of product, which is 0.32 ounces. And this is good for 12 months. Obviously, I don't think you would have a problem getting through this with 12 months. So let's look at the product. And I have been using this, obviously. So if we roll it all up, this is how much product you get. I'd say probably a little bit more than an inch. Obviously, I've used some of it. I've been using it for a couple weeks now. Has it been a couple weeks? So it doesn't come with a ton of product, but I think that the rate that you would go through this is probably pretty comparable to the rate you'd go through like an average liquid foundation. Your average liquid foundation is going to come with 1 fluid ounce of product, and as I said, this is 0.32 ounces, so this is significantly smaller, but the coverage that you get from this is going to be a lot denser, or I should say the pigment from this is a lot denser, so I don't think you'll go through this as fast. And this is, like I said, $25, which for a high-end prestigious brand foundation is relatively cheap. Most higher end foundations are usually within like the $40 range or so. So this only being $25 I think is pretty good. And I got this one over the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation because that foundation is $40 something, $42, might even be like $46. So that's another stick foundation. I'm not sure how much product that comes with, but this one was $25, that one was $46, so I said I'm gonna try out the Anastasia one first. So like I said, I'm in the shade Warm Porcelain. The shade selection is amazing. They have a ton of shades to choose from. So let's try and do swatch right here so you can see there that you get pretty good coverage. Now, since this is a stick foundation, I thought that this was going to be like full coverage, and it's actually not. Let's see if I can show you. It blends in pretty nicely. It's very smooth. See, and then it just kind of disappears into my skin. This foundation stick was made for oily people. So if you are super dry, you're probably not going to like this. I have noticed that this will stick and cling to dry patches on my face. So you need to make sure that your skin is really well moisturized and well taken care of for it to look its best. Which, I mean, to be fair, that's true of any foundation. The better canvas that you're putting it on, the better it's going to look, obviously. So just make sure that you're nice and moisturized, and this is going to look great. It's nice and blendable. Like I said, it's not full coverage. I'd say it's about a medium coverage, but it is buildable. I just personally don't like to build up my foundation because, in my personal opinion, no matter what foundation you're working with, if you put layer after layer after layer on, you can tell. When you're looking at someone and you're talking to them face to face, you can tell, and I don't want to look like I have tons and tons of makeup on. So to show you what I'm talking about, you can see right here, I have like a little red acne mark that you can see through the product. You can probably see some other marks on my skin. So yeah, you can see a couple that I have on the other side here as well. But that doesn't really bother me. If I wanted to, I could kind of just like dab a little bit more of the spots and blend it in, and I could probably make them go away without it being too obvious that I like put extra makeup over those spots, but I just choose not to. But like I said, I do think that this is buildable, so if you do want full coverage out of this, you can definitely get it there. Obviously, you're going to go through the product a lot faster that way. What I really love about this, and what I noticed immediately when I first put it on, is especially if you're only doing one layer, is that this stuff really does look like skin. I have never used a foundation before that is as natural looking as this foundation. If you put just a light layer on and kind of buff it out, you can't even really see that it's there. You just look flawless, in my opinion. And that's why I really, 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 really love this. And once I run out, I definitely will purchase this again, given that I have $25 to spend on it. So that brings me to my next point. So to apply this, I use my Sigma Flat Top Kabuki F80 brush. It looks like this. I'm sure a lot of you know about Sigma. That was my YouTube era. I first started watching YouTube when Sigma was really popular. Now it's Morphe. No one talks about Sigma anymore, but all my brushes are Sigma. So that's how I prefer to buff this foundation into the skin. I did try using a beauty blender with it, and I mean, it works. It's just not my preferred method of application. I like a brush better. I found like with the beauty blender, since it's a stick, you can't, it just didn't really pounce out for me. I was like dragging the sponge across my face. So it was like, I might as well just use a brush. So that's how I prefer to apply it, although I have seen people like drop oil onto their beauty blender and use that to kind of blend the foundation out. For me, that would just probably make me a greasy mess, so I don't do that. And like I said, this stick foundation was created with oily skin people in mind, so this is supposed to not get oily throughout the day, and I find that it really doesn't. I mean, if I put like a heavy duty moisturizer on underneath it, then it will get oily, but you know, that's for obvious reasons. If I just go in with a pore perfecting primer just in my problem zones, like right here and on my forehead, and then I apply this, I find that, I mean, it looks like a little bit dewier than it did when I first applied it by the end of the day, but you know, nothing crazy. I don't look super oily. So I do like this in that regards. It has a very natural finish. One thing that I found about this product that was kind of weird is that for some reason it doesn't like to stick to my nose. I don't know why. So I found that if I just take the cap off and I like rub some product on my finger and then go in and tap it around my nose, that's the best way to apply it. If I try and do it with a brush, it leaves it kind of like streaky and it doesn't want to like stick to my nose, which is weird. I also found that it does build up right around there in the creases of my nose if I put too much of it on, so that's something to be warned of. This foundation also does have a tendency to settle into my pores a little bit. Like I said, you can't tell in this camera because the camera is just not high enough quality, which is fine with me, it blurs my pores, but I do have pretty large pores in my T-zone, even kind of like on my forehead, like above my eyebrows a little bit. I don't know, it's strange. And this foundation throughout the course of the day would settle into my pores, but all I did was just went out and I bought a pore minimizing primer, and now I don't have that problem anymore. So all in all, I give this foundation, let's see, if I had to rate this out of 10, I'd give it like 9.9 out of 10. Obviously I would prefer if it is less expensive, but then again, for a high-end foundation, $25 in my opinion is not that bad. Now I know the cost per ounce is pretty high when you look at it that way, but I do think that this is going to last a while. Hopefully it will, and honestly, even if I only get another month or two out of this, I'm definitely going to be repurchasing it. We'll see how it holds up in the summertime, if it gets more oily or not. But yeah, so that's basically it. I think this foundation is beautiful. I highly recommend it. There are a ton of different shade choices in this, so no matter what your skin tone is, you're going to be able to find something that fits you, which I think is fantastic that Anastasia is catering to all the possible shade ranges out there. I know that if you're very, 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 very fair, or if you're deeper in skin tone, not even like very dark, if you're just dark in skin tone, I know it can be hard to find a foundation that matches you. So I really commend Anastasia for that. And that's pretty much all I have to say. This stuff is fantastic. I absolutely recommend it. And yeah, that's it. So thanks for tuning in. Please feel free to subscribe if you would like to see some more videos from me. And I will see everybody next time. Bye! Why do I always do that? Why do I always do that weird little bye? Why can't I just end the video? Now that my roommate probably thinks I'm a crazy person because he can probably hear me talking through the wall. Hopefully the noise from downstairs doesn't get picked up in the videos. I live above a mechanic shop, so it can get pretty noisy down there, so hopefully it didn't pick that up, but I guess we'll see when I'm editing. Okay. That's even worse. Ugh. No, okay. I'm gonna stop recording now before this gets any more ridiculous.